Siren, you're always tired. Well, hello, Jason. I will go ahead and switch over now that we actually have some population. I was bored, and I don't want to go into this box of pennies yet because I know I'm not going to get through the whole thing, but I'm bored. I'm feeling under the weather. And what better way, now that RN Metal's auction is over, to hang out with some cool people and take my mind off of the fact that I'm probably not going to get a lot of sleep tonight anyway. This is a box I obviously just opened. I don't even know if they're circulated, so we're going to find out. Jason, hello. I am glad that we were able to get that worked out. Thank God. They're circulated, or at least some of them seem to be. This one has brand new on both sides. That's not what you like to see, but we'll start there. Where is my utensil? Ha. Tiny screwdrivers. I'd rather poke myself with a tiny screwdriver than stab myself with a knife. Just personal preference. We're going to see how the audio goes tonight because now my superb podcast style microphone has switched from being its own device to quote unquote being the system default microphone. So we're going to see how this goes. If at all you guys lose the audio, let me know and we'll try to run through that. But here we go. So good news is I was able to work out a deal with Jason. And so it looks like I'm getting some war nickels. So once I get the war nickels and a few good specimens from Jason, and I cheat and get a hold of Ringmaster Ray. I think he has that 2009P I might be looking for. Fingers crossed. We should be able to finish out the first 2 books and get the war nickels put into the nickel books. Because let's face it, if you're going to sit there and try to go through bankrolls to try to find all your war nickels, you're going to be looking for a really long time. Super long time. Ooh, 75. Set you aside. Well, yes, you did, Constitutional. Good to see you, sir. I hope all is well with your 12 jobs that you somehow balance. If you guys don't have Constitutional Stacker, grab him up. 1996. What is that supposed to be? The wide AM. And that's a weird one. I looked into this. Excuse me, beer break. So, the 1996 wide AM, from what I understand, and maybe this has changed, there's only one specimen known of the 1996 wide AM, and some guy had it, like found it, whatever, and nobody knows. Like where it came from, how it came to be, none of that. So, a little on the odd side, but it's supposedly, there's another one, but it's not wide. Supposedly it's like an official thing, and graded, and I think it's graded or at least certified by PCGS or NGC or somebody, but there's only one specimen known of that. Ah, there you go. Thank you, Siren, for throwing in Constitutional's channel. So he is better than me. He's mostly video based and he gives a lot of like good talks. regarding stacking, collecting. Much like me, he's not afraid of the 40%. He actually, just like he was saying, is working on a collection of war nickels, which, I mean, I can't say I won't do it. It's not on my radar at the moment, but it's not impossible either. I have just recently got a full roll of Canadian 50% dimes, 82. It says small date. I can't tell. We're going to zoom in a bit. No, you're not. Apparently, that too. The 82 small date, from my understanding, in copper is like really hard to find. From what I'm gathering, from what I hear, talk at the water cooler and online, it's kind of hard to find. So that's never great. It's never what you want to hear. This is Sirens. I'm already subbed to you. Yeah, Constitutional has great viewpoints, and also I don't know if he knows Savage, but I know he's referenced him a few times, and Savage has been at it for quite some time, and I'm envious, because when I was heavy into stacking, I never got into like the really big bars, like 100-ounce bars and things. I guess I'm not patient enough to save up that much money to make that purchase, or I guess I just never thought to make that purchase, and so I don't have 100-ounce anything. I don't even have a kilo, come to think of it. So it's kind of interesting to see like the different paths that people take and how they stack, and some people do certain things, others stick to like a very regimented buying schedule. I forget where I heard this, but 76, I heard that there were stackers that, there's a really nice 82. What are you? Large date, but she's pretty. Not pretty enough, I don't think, but let's take a look at her. CoinScope always, she's, there was some stacker somewhere, somebody was talking, it was probably on like a podcast or something, where they were talking about, different stackers and what they do, and this host or whoever was talking came in and said he knew stackers that would do 100 ounces, but they would do however they bought, whatever increment. They would buy 100 ounces of rounds, and then 100 ounces of bars, 1 ounce bars, and then 100 ounces of 5 ounce bars, and then 100 ounces of 10 ounce bars, and then like rinse and repeat and go back. He didn't bring up Constitutional, junk silver or anything. I'm sure most people have some and it fits in there somewhere, but he didn't bring it up. But that's an interesting, there's 92 wide, 82, what are you? Large date. Probably copper from the looks of it. I think I quit weighing the 82s. I probably should. I should weigh the 83s too. But I guess I'll never be rich because I run through these so much. I can't imagine my luck's going to be that good, so I don't take the time to sit here and weigh every penny that comes through that might possibly be something. I was at different times weighing the 82s, but especially when I got the stream going on and everything else, I'm not going to go through all that. If I pass up on the very expensive penny, so be it. It probably wasn't destined for me anyway. Ooh, that was a bad roll. 3 copper, that's it. Well, and possibly a couple 82s, but no wheats yet. No nothing. We'll get there. I never met Savage in person, but oh yeah. Okay, so that makes sense. And you two, you have not, you seem like you're both on a similar wavelength, and that makes complete sense because you both kind of have not a similar style, but very good voices, good like on camera presence, and just kind of like a no BS kind of approach to the whole situation. You can tell you're not on to impress people. You're not saying what people want to hear. You're just giving your real life take on whatever's going on or whatever you might think about a given topic or situation. It's refreshing. What is that? There's a word for it. There's a decently nice 79. Authentic, I think, is the word I'm looking for. Authentic. And you guys, you just come across that way, both of you. And like, I think the first time I found you Constitutional, I thought at first, for the first few seconds or whatever, I thought it was like a Savage video, and I was like, wow, he toned down the intros a little bit. And I'm like, wait, no, it's a different channel. And, promptly subbed up, but yeah, very interesting how that works. Like minds tend to, is that a wheatie? It is. We got a wheat cent. In decent shape on the reverse. It just astounds me how some coins hold up, like better than others. I mean, I get it. It happens, but yeah, the back on that doesn't look too bad. Okay, that's going to go in our Wheatie pile because I'm going to formulate a roll of, random Wheaties and then just put those things on eBay and see what I can get for them. I have tons. I am checking what I put in there. What the heck is that? I see something weird. Hold on. Probably not weird enough to be anything, but that has like a super deep rim. The camera's not doing it justice, but it's maybe the edge is just kind of rolled a bit somehow. But it's got a super deep rim, just a 74D. But that's odd. Yeah, ooh, you're a weird looking 83. Kind of like got toning all over it. It's in decent shape. Nah, it's not 3.1. I can feel the 3.1 now. I swear to God, I'm not trying to play Penny Whisperer or anything, but I think I can feel it. Not enough to where I could just trust it 100%. Yeah, 2.1. But like you can kind of feel it. The half a gram is kind of a substantial amount of weight, and if you play with the pennies long enough, I think you can start to differentiate the weight in one hand versus another. If you have a zinc in one hand, I think you'll be able to tell if the other one's copper or not. That's just me, and that's not even, I haven't even gone through a ton of pennies or anything, but that's what I think. So a little better on that one. We got, I want to stop putting up all the nice ones because I don't feel like they're that rare. Like this one, it's really nice. It's red, 79. It's not even on the mint state side, it's definitely circulated a tad, but it's nice. But I just don't feel like, especially with pennies, there's a whole lot of value in trying to put those back. I mean, I guess if I come across some things that are just super nice looking, or maybe they're Wheaties, I mean, I always put those back anyway, but it's just not, I don't feel like a BU or uncirculated or even slightly circulated AU penny is really going to do anything for you, right? I will say, and I thought this was odd, but not crazy. I jumped over into Ravenhawk's stream earlier for like a quick minute. I saw he was on. Figured I'd jump over there, see what was going on. Auction, surprisingly enough. And remember, I just, somewhere over the weekend, I think it was while Flip was streaming on Saturday, I auctioned some stuff off on his stream. And so I auctioned off the ANAX first day of issue Lincoln commemorative proof sense MS-70 all 4 slabs. So, and I checked the price on those, but I was over there and I don't know what's up with this. I don't know if the 69 to 70 is just that big of a price difference, but Raven had the same set but in GC, and they were not first day of issue or anything, so they were just proofs. Not that that means a whole lot, but it's a fact, so it goes with saying. And his were 69s, and his didn't go for anywhere near the price that mine did. I mean, I got pretty much, if I remember, I got what I was asking for those, and they should still be able to have some extra meat on the bone there. I guess I figured the NGC holder, because when it came up, I was like, oh, okay, I want to see this. I want to see, like, what these go for. And I was not impressed. They only went for, like, somewhere between $50 and $55. Like, literally 52 or something like that in there. And I looked them up after the fact because I'm like, that seems like that went low. And apparently not. The 69 and the NGC, that's kind of what they go for. So I guess it just goes to show you, as long as you have a decent slab and a decent grade, that can sometimes trump, I guess, if you're in like ANAX versus NGC. Now PCGS, I doubt it would translate as well. They tend to, at least currently, hold their value better. But oh, by the way, you're at work. Of course you're at work. You have 7 jobs. You have to be at work 24/7. I don't know when you sleep, but it's definitely not now. So I pulled some items from my eBay store. Now, I'll tell you guys this. Oh, there's a Lincoln commemorative. Sweet. So I'll tell you this, and I don't mind saying. I was looking through bills a couple months ago, and I started finding what now some people are being referred to as like an odometer note. There's a bunch of different names for it, but like the serial numbers are not lined up. Like one's higher, lower, a couple higher, lower. That's why they call it odometer, like when they used to be analog and roll. So, and I saw them, and I had some, and I remember thinking, like, I should save these, because they might be something. But then I was promptly assured myself that they weren't, and I was crazy. Well, that guy, everybody's probably seen him. Close AM 96. I think he's called like The Coin Channel, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me, but I think that's his name. And he does shorts. He's just all over everybody's shorts. He's talking about coins you should keep, or this coin's worth $1 million, or whatever he's talking about in that particular video. But he does a lot of shorts, and I'm not dogging the guy. I'm sure he does a great job. I've watched some of his stuff, but I'm sitting there one day not long ago, and one came up, and he's talking about, oh, this is about to be the best thing since sliced bread, yada, yada, yada. And he starts talking about those notes. That one's kind of off-center a little bit, but not enough to be anything. And so he starts talking about these and says that they're about to be really big. And like he showed one that sold on eBay for some money. Nothing super crazy, but more than $1 or whatever it was. And so I'm like, oh, huh. Like, I wonder if I still have some of those. And I did. So I'm like, okay. And I was still at this point trying to get my eBay store off the ground. So I found some of the ones I had, which they were what I said they were, but they weren't like egregious, or anything. It wasn't like they're here and like one's like real high. I had one of those and I threw it back like way back when, because I didn't think it was anything. And so, I see this short, and he's talking about it, and I know a lot of people watch him. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll throw a couple up on eBay. Those things have sat there for a while. Hey, Roadhog. Like a long while. And no real interest, no offers. A couple people looked at them. Actually, a lot of, for my size of my account, I guess, a lot of people looked at them. Nothing happened with them. We got a really dark penny. Not like dark, but just it sticks out. That's weird. We'll get to it though. And I flipped these the wrong way. Why? Oh, why? And I ruined the whole thing. Okay, what's this dark one? Nothing. So I pulled them down. There's another Lincoln commemorative. And it wasn't like a, cash grab. The really good shape ones I had listed for a couple of bucks, I think like $4. And the ones with more digits offset, I guess, I listed more. It was a, like a test basically to see how they would do, if they would sell. And it didn't seem like they did. And so I didn't put a lot of work into it. But then I got to thinking, I was like, oh, well, if mine aren't moving, like, it's probably nothing. But I wonder, like, are other people moving them? And I looked on eBay. Those listings are everywhere now. And that's probably kind of what happened. I wouldn't even be surprised if some of the... What the heck? You got a penny from Mesopotamia. I'm kidding. It's... Don't clean your pennies. It's not even worth the time of me trying to rub this out. I'm pretty sure it's like an 80 something. 82. Okay, I'm not even going to try. But yeah, those listings are everywhere on eBay now for those notes. And that's... I mean, I was ahead of the curve, but then I think I got swallowed by the wave. And I didn't even look to see if they're actually selling. But either way, mine weren't getting attention. So I pulled them down. I am going to Ruler last time. Right at the end of the stream, apparently he's smarter than me, and found the link to my eBay store. I'm going to see if I can recreate that. Oh, you're a weird looking rim. 1993 is thick. Like, just the rims, like, super beefy, especially on the back. I don't know if it's just in that good of shape or what's going on there. Man, these are not the best rolls. We had a Lincoln commemorative and 3 copper. Yikes. And that's going to be the turning point. It'll be really a sad day for coin roll hunters when it's hard to find copper pennies in rolls like that, where you're getting like what Wheaties are now, where it's like maybe you get one in a roll, maybe you don't see any in a box, or you get 150 like I did with that one box. It's kind of real touch and go. It's going to be interesting to be coin roll hunting around the time that happens to the copper, which I don't feel like we're super far from it. It can't be that far. 75. So I'm going to try to get the eBay store put into the description of all my videos, and I'm going to, this weekend, go through all of my stuff. And the stuff that I can afford not to, have to try to gouge somebody on or try to get my money out of it. If I have some stuff that I can kind of offload, I think I'm going to put some more stuff on there. I haven't figured it out. If eBay is, more worth the trouble of trying to run an auction, I don't even know what that is. I'm saying 95. Or if the auctions are the better route, like putting in that extra bit of work, might, actually get you more money for an item. But it just seems to depend. Why do I have a 95 in my copper? Why do I have a 2006 in my copper? It seems to vary. Hello, Roadhog. I see you. And without showing personal informations, we will do a giveaway here in just a minute. But I have Ruler and the other 3 winners all set up and ready to go. And we will add whoever wins whatever we give away tonight to that list and try to get them all out tomorrow. Man, yeah, these are bad rolls for copper. And I mean, look, it's copper. But I have an idea, if I ever start pouring, which eventually I will. I just can't stomach buying stuff for myself, so I can't buy myself one of the furnaces for like $300. I look at that and think of how much silver that is. So I'll wait. It'll be some time. Plus, I don't have the time to do it right now anyway. But whenever I do get into pouring, I'm going to start by melting pennies, and that will be my test medium. I'm sure copper, I hear, is a little harder to pour than silver, but I'll probably start here just for testing purposes and to kind of get like a basis down, and then I'll move over to silver. And don't get excited. I'm not joining any of the pour groups. I probably won't even auction any of it off or any of that, ever. I don't plan to. My idea was, yes, there's some money into it. You need crucibles, you need some stuff. Ruler! Adult spamming bot? Is somebody? I need a date. Where's the spam? Somebody give me a link to that dating site? No, hey, Ruler. The purple one's yours. It's all boxed up, well packaged up, and ready to go. I will say, if you win something tonight, I'm going to be upset because I'm not opening that package back up. Where was I, though? Oh, yeah. I'll pour, but my idea is, and was at one point, I thought, shots sometimes, generally, cheaper than anything else you can get as far as silver, but not by a lot. And I know there's some cost there. You gotta be old. 80 just made it copper. And so my idea with getting a forge and pouring, you're a decent 70 for being brown. Not bad. 70D. Was to, and this sounds weird, but to pour all my silver. I figured I could kind of control my purchases, because I went the other way. Like, Constitutional will tell you, if you watch his videos, he says he had a spending problem, right? Like, he couldn't save, and getting into silver has helped him be able to save. Maybe not money, but what we all call money, hard asset, silver. And probably some gold in there too, which is great. And actually, it's not quite the same for me, but it's kind of the same for me. It's not that I couldn't save. I got to a point where I could. But I have a tendency to kind of splurge. I'm sure some of you have seen that in auctions. But I feel like I can control that more if I don't keep cash on hand. So I have a lot of hard assets now, but I don't have a lot of cash, or at least anymore. I don't have a lot of cash on hand, and I kind of, I balance that. That's the tightrope that I walk. But I figured if I was pouring all of my own silver, buy shot. Literally, just you save up, buy 100 ounce a shot, because you get the best price. You may even be able to get a better price if you could go above that, but let's just say 100 ounce a shot, and then over the course of hopefully like a few months or whatever, just pour them up. A couple bars here, a couple bars there, stamp them. I don't know, my name or something, or just my initials, I don't know. And then 3 nines and whatever. And then like literally build a stack of pretty much all your own stuff that you've poured. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but that was my idea. And I haven't gotten there yet because I can't stomach the forge. What I need to do is get a hold of one of those companies on Amazon, because a little while ago they were sending out forges like crazy. New Silver Stacker, I think is his name, got one. Silver Seeker got one, and New Silver Stacker, because when I see Seeker get one, there's a really nice red 2021. When I see Seeker get one, okay, definitely not for me. But when I see New Silver Stacker, or again, whatever his name is, no disrespect, get one, I'm like, okay. And he's not that big, and as far as sub count. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, if Seeker got one, I'm out. But if this guy got one, maybe it's not out of the question. I need to get a hold of one of them. How? I keep putting clad in my copper, and I need to stop. So maybe I need to see if I can reach out to one of them and get something going. Lord knows I have enough silver. I could melt down some stuff. Now, it's best to buy shot, but I'm sure I could find something cheap. I got some Libertads today, and I put it all away. I'm sorry. Oh, my daughter's asleep. Son of a... I got my Ninja Turtle hand pour from Silver Keys. There was also some other stuff in there. The Libertads were like an extra donation, like gift on the auction thing, and I paid. I put up the most, so I got the extra Libertads. They're not 2 out of the 3 aren't in like the greatest shape. They're older. They're all older, but they're probably, you know, coal bin kind of grade. They're still, you know, what they are, but they have scratches on them and they look like they've been somebody's pocket piece and so on and so forth. But I got the Ninja Turtle Raphael, 3 Libertads, some kind of really old holder, giant holder, dime. I don't even know the company. It's not Anax. It's like AAGS or something. Some proof 67 dime, according to them, in like a really big slab like this. Kind of odd. But I got that. I forget what else was in her pack, but there was some stuff. So I got all of that today. I'm still waiting on a package from Ringmaster. I got a package from Big Flip coming. Oh, that's going to be a good one. I might do a video on that. Actually, I know I'm going to do a video on that. I don't know when that's coming. Let me see if I can pull up my email and check, because I'm hoping it's going to come by this weekend, but you never know. I get so much stuff, the mailman just, you know, he does this thing and knows if there's something that's coming to my house. He actually delivered the neighbor's package to me by accident not long ago, because I guess I get so many packages. That's where he thought it went. It is my direct neighbor, so it wasn't a problem. It is in Columbus, Ohio, today at 9:40, so like an hour ago. It's in Columbus, which probably means, what's today? Thursday? I might see it Saturday. Let me put this in. And I don't know what's up with like the different sites, but Google seems to like be better at just pulling up like stuff quickly, and then USPS, when you go there, you get the actual ETA. Actually, no, it's saying it should be here tomorrow. I guess that makes sense if it moves all night and then goes out in the morning. Yeah. So I'm getting a package from Flip tomorrow. And kill all these windows and get back to you guys. That's good news, because that was that drop lot. And it's kind of my fault at the end, but it got up to $600. And there's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of weird stuff. So that's going to be an interesting video to kind of showcase. And I think he should do more drop lots like that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And I saw it. And if you could post that again so I can bookmark it this time. I saw that. And I'm going to try to put it into... What the heck are you? 1996. You're in really good shape. I hate coins. Well, no, there's some wear on the back. Nope. You're really nice, but not nice enough. Yeah, so if you... Yep, see, there you go. Hold on, let me... Open... what? Go to site. What the heck? There we go. Alright, so now I got it. I will copy it. And then I will go... I won't do anything. And I have it now. And I will go start editing that into my descriptions on the 5 videos that I actually do have. And we will do things that way. There's a really nice 1981. I like this camera, but I hate this camera at the same time. Because the light's either too much or not enough. But that was the first topper in this entire roll so far. I'm telling you, it's a copper shortage. And I've seen the people, I don't know what the machine's called, it's got a name. It starts with an R, I think. That'll, like, you basically dump a bin of pennies into this machine, and it sorts them by weight. And apparently, it's supposed to be pretty darn accurate. Um, it would be really interested. Or it would be interesting to see the machine. I think it's got to be at least like $100 or not or more. So you'd have to really make some money. But the problem with me too is I can't get my bank to get me that much. If I tell my bank, hey, I want 8 boxes of pennies, and they love me there because I give them silver, they're gonna laugh me out. Like they ask for stuff all the time for me, and we never get it. Like I basically am pulling from their stock on a regular basis. The last 4 times, I think now that we've asked for halves, the request gets denied, and so I know this isn't the right way to go with that request, but I've stopped asking for them for a little while to see if, like, it'll get better. But yeah, I can't, like, the vault rep or whatever, her exact title is, will ask or put in her request or whatever for 2 extra boxes or whatever of halves, and it'll get denied. So we don't get any. And then they're not getting a lot returned to them. That's why the last couple times it's been partial rolls of customer wrapped stuff because I can't get boxes. It's upsetting. It's really upsetting. Shy Guy, what's going on? Okay, now we're starting to get some people in here. We're going to do a giveaway. And I'm not finding a lot of copper anyway, so we will... There's that really nice 81. Didn't I say? Yeah, that's not as nice as I think. Okay, so, beer. I wasn't lying to you guys. Well, not that. Not the 43. Oh, I'm dropping silver. Look at me. Okay, so first, 4... Westward Journey nickels. Now, I don't have a 2006 in here. Forgive me. But the reason why I don't have a 2006 in here are these. I went through all of the ones I had because I said I was going to start giving them away on every giveaway just to kind of, offload some of them. This first set, Big Flips here. We were just talking about you and checking on the package. I'm probably going to do an unboxing video on that package from the drop lot. Because so much stuff. But, to the giveaway. Out of all the ones I have, these are the best looking ones, and it's all of them. So, well, minus our special, not special nickel. So, they're all in really good shape. Considering. So I have those. What else do I have? Can't just be that. Go to the grams. Okay. So we have some grams. I'll throw in grams. Throw in a couple. I have a fish, a rabbit, a pew-pew. I know Constitutional's here, and there's another pew-pew. So we'll have your choice of whether or not you want pew-pew grams or animal grams. Anagrams. And we'll go with that. But on to the important part. I can't... Oh yeah, here's my old paper, so we'll just go with that. That way I save a tree or two. Okay. So on this one, tree. Isn't it a tree? What? His bank. Who are we talking about? Check out my mail call. Oh yeah, I did watch your mail call video, Roadhog. That's a really nice giveaway with. Oh yeah, the pew. Yes, yes, pew. Okay, so we got about 6, maybe 8 people in here, depending on whether or not YouTube is lying to me. We're going to do numbers. We're going to do numbers 50 through 75. Oh, well, no, probably not the main branch of my bank. No. I'm going to the local one in my town. It's the one in my town. Um, Maybe I will have to check and see if I can. Maybe I'm bribing the wrong people. Maybe I need to go to a bigger bank and I'll get a better response. That's a good point. I'll have to look at that. Because when I was up in Chicago or that area, and I went to that business center bank, they were super helpful. You're very correct. I'll have to look into that. Okay, hold on. I haven't even wrote the number down yet. Okay, I've wrote the number down. 50 to 75. First person to guess it wins the giveaway. And I will give you your choice of animalgrams or pew pew. And so here is an example of the... Okay, yeah. Thomas was trying. 69 off the bat. There's the rabbit again. We have too much light. I'm looking. I'm not seeing it yet. So that's what the rabbit looks like. Here's what one of the pew pews looks like. That's actually a Kalashnikov. Oh, we got one. We got a hot one. Okay. I see it in the chat. Let me make sure nobody got it first. There it is. 67. So Jason Harvia. So you get your choice of animals or the pew pews on the grams. Which grams would you like? Jason Harvia got it. So I will wait for that from you. You also get all the really nice nickels. If you don't already have them, they should be. The Ocean View's probably the worst of the 3, and it's still in really good shape. I don't know, and there's a lot going on in that coin. Animals, please. Okay, animals. So that means the pew pew will still be on the table there, Constitutional. I know you're going to be in and out. Roadhog with the stop the chat. Actually, I don't know if the chatting helps, but I know YouTube records it. So if people throw some extras in there, I don't care. But yeah, I mean, it is good to know that the winner has been won, right? So I'm gonna have to get a smaller bag for this, but I got your address. We know that. So I will get this out to you. Yeah, I am gonna have to grab a small bag because those grams are always tough. Always tough. Tiny little things. And I will get that out tomorrow with everybody else's stuff and whatever anybody else wins while we're on stream. So, I am going back to, I was out today, looking for a bigger desk. There's like a small, like, hole in the wall furniture place near me, not like a new furniture place, like an old furniture place. And, I was looking through their stuff, trying to find new desk setup. I need to go vertical. I need to utilize the space I have a little bit better. Confucius say, man who fart in church sit on her own pew pew. Oh, jeez. But yeah, I was looking, and I didn't find... There was probably something in there I could have used, but I think they wanted too much for it, and it just didn't seem to fit at the moment, but I'm gonna keep looking. Um, I'm much more into buying like old stuff than new stuff. I do still buy new stuff from time to time, but I'd rather buy old. If I buy something new, it's because I was at Walmart and just, didn't care and picked something up. I have like a folding card table that I bought a couple of years ago as my dinner table. And it served me well for a really long time. Now it's my office desk. Believe that. And so, it's surprising, but I'm cheap. I mean, I guess maybe it's not, but I am in terms of like stuff. I'll spend money on something if it's justified, if it's a tool, it has like a lot of use, but just something like a table. This one here that I'm sitting on over here at my personal computer is a fold-up like table from Walmart. I think, like, and I would say fold up. It folds up in the center, like the way the old wooden ones used to. And now they've made a plastic version, which is, ooh boy, look at that. Got a nice one. It's got a little something there, but that's just, I love it when I pull these out and they're in good shape. I have quite the collection, and I'm going to continue to collect them for no other reason other than robbing anyone else of the opportunity of having as many as I do, hopefully one day. Who was it? That was the Jeep and John, I think Flip was telling me about. And then I was in somebody's live stream subsequently after Flip had mentioned him to me, and he was like telling me about him. And then he came into somebody's live stream all of the sudden, like, and they were like, "Oh, hey, it's Jeep and John," and apparently that's the guy who had the forethought or the ability or whatever to apparently like stockpile the W quarters like early on or something to that effect. Like he has apparently W's coming out the yin yang. He could probably in one fell swoop cause a price tank on the eBay market if he just chose to offload some. From the sound of it, like, he has a bunch, and apparently he got them all, like, roll hunting from the lore and legend that I've heard, which is encouraging, and I'm waiting for that. Okay, so, wait, I gotta stack it. No more excuses. You travel a lot. Plan ahead. Order boxes in a place you will go to next week or the week after. Not all my travel is that far ahead planned. That's the thing. A lot of it's like, oh, hey, by the way, next week you need to go here. Some of it is, and you're right. No excuses. And I can do a better job. And now that I've kind of worked with that bank up, at least in the Chicagoland area, I might be able to pull that. But with me being out of state, the physical pickup, I can see him being weary about it. But I can try that. That's not a bad idea. And see if I can work that out. There's a decent 93. So wait, where was I? Flip derailed me. I remember. Nickels. Now we had the Westward, and we had the slight change, right? Even with all that taken into account, its days are numbered. And the dime too. The nickel's been in service longer than the dime though. So I feel the next coin that is going to get like a complete redesign, hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years, will be the nickel. Because it's what? 38 to current? And yeah, they changed the obverse a little bit and they did the westward thing for a few years, but it's never had a complete redesign. And I feel like it's been going so long that they kind of have to at this point. Because if you look at the mint back in the day, we didn't have long runs. Like the Washington quarter ran for a really long time, and it's still kind of the Washington, but it's not. The relief has changed, and that's another thing that I'm getting upset about. I was listening to a podcast, and see, listen to me, I'm a stacker, and because of Flip, I'm over here talking about relief on coins. I digress. Thanks, Flip, for another addiction. But I was listening to this podcast, and they claimed that in the last few years with the technology and the metallurgy of what they can do with the new technology and the current metals, that they're going to be bringing relief back to coins. Because if you notice, like the obverse on these state quarters, even the best ones, I know it looks like there's some detail there. It's not. There's not a lot there. Compared to, if I can find one. What year are you? Well, okay. So here's a slight difference. Okay, so this is the 2021. Now, the thing about this is it's got the classic Washington obverse. And then this monstrosity is a dulled, muted, and slightly different sized version of the same thing. It's scaled down just a tad. And the relief is almost all gone. I mean, you still see some, yeah, it catches light, there's some shadows, but there's not much to it. It's not near as thick as these. And actually, even this, the 2021, doesn't have the depth of the whole field that the older coins had, like your 60s, your 70s. I can't find one in this bin to save my life, but you get what I'm saying. Here's one. Here's an 85. The fields are a little more concave, so to speak, and the rims kind of built up a little higher. You see less wear on these. These Washington quarters, the statehood, the modern, we'll call them, they're going to wear into oblivion. And I mean, I'm sure you've seen it on some, just they are going to wear like slick, like barbers in 30, 40 years, of good circulation. The only thing is, their argument at the time was coins are not circulating as much, yada, yada, yada. Not many people carry them. So the idea was they didn't need as much relief on the coin, so they kind of went on easy mode for a while. And I'm not happy about that, because if you look at the U.S. Mint, they have the capability to make some gorgeous stuff, and I don't feel like they really are trying that hard. A lot of the commemoratives and the other stuff, but like as far as like circulation stuff, I feel like we get the short end of the stick. The statehood and the America the Beautiful quarters was nice, but and the women quarters, I mean, I don't know who half of those ladies are, and that's probably because, of how good I was in school and the fact that they probably were not super prolific in those lessons. Um, I went to school a long time ago. But, they're cool. I don't mind them. But I would like to see more from them. And I would like to see more, like the W's. Um, throw us a bone every now and again. Throw something into circulation that not for these cash grabs by dealers and the people who can snatch everything up from the mint on the day it's released. More something that like you got to find it. And I know there's the errors and things, but I'm talking. I would like to see them encourage the hobby of collecting and hunting coins um, a little more so than maybe they are. I don't know. I'm crazy. ATBs were really nice. Oh yeah, I have quite a stack of those, thanks to Flip and others. I even have some slabs, which is just awesome. Uh, I don't know though. It's kind of rough, especially now the prices are going up, which you get spoiled at a certain price point. Um, and then now I was watching some earlier over on Raven's stream. I wasn't really participating, but I was over there. And I watched one, no case, like no capsule, no slab, no nothing, just basically the raw coin, go for, it was two something. About what I was paying from Flip for some of the slabbed ones, not so long ago. So when I see that, and the fact that you're already paying pretty close to a 10-ounce price and you're only getting 5 ounce of actual silver, that's where like my stacker and my numismatist start like butting heads. Because I look at everything and compare it to like, well, how much silver can I get for that? And so I look at those things, and Flip got me. He got me good on the other side of like looking at the beauty, the other intrinsic value of some things, especially slabs. But it is still hard because there's quarters when you're buying them. You kind of know you're buying it for the weight of the silver, but because it's a quarter and technically a coin and it's government backed, it floats that line between, and so that's a hard one to fight. Something like a 5-ounce Libertad, you just know you're going to pay out the yin yang for that because it's a 5-ounce Libertad. Premiums. But on those quarters, it's hard for me because I keep thinking I can get them for a better deal when I know I probably can't. So I haven't bought any real recently. I think I'm up to, I think I got somewhere around 10 of them. Some are in slabs, some are raw, I think one's raw. The rest are in capsules. It's a mix. But and I know I donated one. What was that? Lambo Stacker. Lambo passed, and there was can't remember who ran it. Probably was EC. Ran like a charity auction thing, and you could like. I didn't get in on the setup of it, ahead of time. So I was kind of behind the curve, and just to kind of get in on it, I offered to put up some items. So basically, what would happen there is somebody would buy my items, but donate to the memorial fund, and I would send out the items, and and EC even kind of told me he was trying to do them separate, but I kind of, you guys know me, I wanted somebody to get the benefit of both worlds because they're doing me a favor at the same time. They're donating basically on my behalf, in a way. So I put up one of the 5 ounce. I think it was my Glacier, because I think I bought another one already, but maybe I'll have to check on that. But I put up a 5 ounce Glacier quarter and a 2 ounce Succubus round, and I remember EC trying to split the lot, trying to, maximize, and yeah, I mean, I get that, but I kind of told him, like, no, I want that to go together, and he said to me that he didn't think, having the extra 2 ounces on there was going to command a much higher price. And I said, yeah, I know. Like, I mean, I kind of get that. I wish it would, but if it doesn't, that's fine, because then the person who actually has the money to purchase this lot and donate, in lieu of myself directly, they get a benefit too. So they're being generous, I'm being generous, and in that way we're all being generous, trying to support this memorial fund. And so it went it it went for less than I paid for just the 5 ounce. So that was, I mean, it's not upsetting, but you get it. It's like it's upsetting. So I didn't even get that back out of it, what I paid for the 5 ounce, and then the Succubus round went with it. Yikes. No, I didn't. I wish. Coins start singing to me, then I know Flips really got me. And I have a problem, and I need to go to Coins Anonymous. It's hot in my house, and I'm feeling under the weather. Already, like, I don't know why, but, like, here in the last few minutes, I can feel my ears getting all red. So the daughter is under the weather. Took her to a doctor's appointment, a couple other things and tests and stuff today. I've not been feeling that great the last few days, but I've been soldiering through. And tonight, I have this feeling. I know I'm not going to sleep well, so we'll see how this goes. That's why I jumped on here. But before we get too far, we'll hit this roll real quick, and then we'll do another giveaway. Because, why not? I'm mailing stuff out tomorrow anyway, so we might as well do one. I will be on intermittently over the weekend. I'll try not to cause too many problems with the stream schedules, but at some point, I just got to try to get in where I fit in, right? If I did not stream when anybody else was streaming that I knew, I probably would never be able to get on. There's always somebody streaming. It's crazy to me. You can literally, like, on, I don't know about Saturday, and Flip should really consider, I don't think he's going to anytime in the immediate future, but he really should think about that Saturday schedule. But I know he had said originally the reason why they picked Sunday was so they could have a weekend, and I get that more than a lot of people do, because every other weekend I don't have kids, and that's like my high time to get stuff done, and it always ends up not going that way. Man, oh, look at that. Whole roll, no copper. Yikes. This box better get better. We had a Wheatie right off the bat, and some Lincoln Cents and stuff, but okay. So, I'm going to warn you, people, Yeah, I'll feel better. Like, I'm not 100%. I mean, you see me. I'm still sitting here. I'm still doing this. How bad can it be, right? But, yeah, like, it's that you're probably getting sick thing. And I took some medicine earlier, try to stave it off, but I go real light on the medicine usually, unless, like, I'm super sick, and then, all bets are off, and I'll take whatever you give me. But I try not to. I'm more on the immune system, or at least I try to be, than... Okay, so wait. What do I have out here? I got 2 Pew Pews. But what do we give with the other 2 for Jason? The nickels. Ah. The nickels. I know what we can do. I blame Flip. I'm going to go out there one day and make him face what he's done to me in person. I know what we can do. Okay. Now you guys tell me. Because, now see, I don't know. Because I don't know what these are worth. And that makes it hard. I don't really want to give them away. Hold on. Trying to see if I got something in my stack here. That's... No. And that's on eBay, so I can't sell that. I can't sell these 2, but I will tell you what I found. Well, no, I already told you guys what I found. I found a wide AM, wide rim Susan B, and a Rutherford B Hayes with no edge lettering. And I had somebody at a coin shop confirm that with, like a loop. I'm like, because there's some dings and stuff. I'm like, look over this thing, like, you see anything? And he goes, no. Nothing that's on there should be on there is visible anywhere that he can see. Where's the box? Well, now I feel like I've done Jason a disservice if I find something too good. What do I got? The box is just expensive. What do I got in the other box? Okay. Alright. And I just knock over all the mailings. I'll get organized one of these days. Right now, it's not so... It's my organization. A little bit. I'll admit that. I'll take that out. But it's mostly the fact that I don't have the space that I need in the organization. I need to go vertical more. I need, like, shelves on the walls and stuff. Then I can get some of this other stuff up off my desk and in other places. Okay, so how does everybody feel about foreigns that I don't know what the value of or what I paid for them? Huh? I think that could work out well for somebody. Okay, here we go. We got something. Okay, now. Okay. I don't know what I paid for these. I know I got them from John Wolf. Let's see what we got in here. Okay, we have some Mexican coins. That one's old. That one's, what? 70. Okay. Okay, 70. I don't think any of these are silver, and if they are, congratulations. But we have a set of Mexican coins. It will go with the Pew Pew. Okay, so with the Pew Pews, so if you don't like the Pew Pews, you can melt them down, you can smash them till they're no longer visible, you can do what you wish. But on here we have 5 centavos, 1937. 20 centavos, 1920. Whatever this one is. 5 centavos, 1970. This one, 20 centavos, I guess, 1975. And then the big boy is 1 peso, 1985. So, we have 5 Mexican coins and 2 silver 1 gram pew-pews. Let's do it. I'm going to need this bag. I'm keeping the John Wolfe sticker, though. You don't get that. That belongs to me. I have an idea. So, and it's probably nothing, but I thought about this because I'm too cheap to do channel stickers, right? Where's my paper? Okay. Paper. Okay. I'm too cheap to do channel stickers, right? Well, no, I'm not. I did them with just Wrench It, but I did them at a point where I was already monetized. They were kind of paid for, and then I never gave away like half of them. I still have a bunch. And iron-ons, too. I got iron-ons for like shirts and hats because I figured that was a cheaper way to do merch rather than try to sell a t-shirt. I would just give away iron-ons, and if somebody decided to put it on something, they would. So, when I was up at Crown Point at the Gold Depot, which is a pretty popular shop, and that's where T, one of the places that T the Silver Stacker goes and does videos. And I was talking to Rich there briefly, and I asked him if T had any stickers there. And he said no. T just had surgery, I think. So he's kind of down right now, I think, recovering. But he's like, yeah, next time he comes in, I'll have to ask him to bring me some more stickers. But he asked me, he goes, do you have any channel stickers? Because we'll put them on our, I don't know, they got a wall or something. They put them out to like kind of like advertise. These are like stacker and coin channels and, you know, people that you might want to follow, like a, you know, advertisement of sorts. And I was like, oh, I don't have no stickers. Not for just stacking anyway. And so I was like sitting there thinking, and then it came to me. I have tons of stickers of all of you guys. All the stickers from all the auctions, Shibby. I have Empire Precious Metals. I got Ringmaster Ray. I got Nerd Analyst. I got Everyday Opportunity. I got Big Flip somewhere out in my garage and Silver Keys. I have all these stickers from all these channels that I've interacted with or purchased from, or, you know, so on and so forth. So why don't I go take a stack of those up there and go, hey, put all these on your board rather than self-promotion. Help everybody out and get them out there. And it's a pretty busy shop. It's hard to get some FaceTime in there if you go in at the wrong time. So that's my plan. Next time I go up, I'm going to gather up some extras of all. Or, like in Flip's case, I think I only have one. But I will give that sticker away and put it on the wall up there. And yeah, give them a bunch of stickers of channels that they can put up on the wall. So that was my plan. Anyhow, last time we did 50 to 75. This time we'll do 75 to 100. Give me a second to write down the number. Okay. I have the number written down. 75 to 100. Yeah, of course you can send me a sticker, Constitutional. I'll send you my email or send you my address after I end the stream. I'll get you. Yeah. And then I'm not planning on going back up there for a couple of weeks, so if you get it out to me, shouldn't be a problem. And then, yeah, I'll just do a sticker dump on them and add to their board, and it'll look like they're even more popular in the... oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, no, nobody got it yet. Okay. Whew, you guys started flying on me. Yeah, 75 to 100. First person to get it wins. I will watch, and I will tell you when somebody got it. Cool. Yeah, put it up there. Promotion for everybody, right? Oh. I'm watching. There's a decent amount of you. Oh, wait. No. Some people are guessing the same things, which is fine. I'm not ragging on anybody. It's hard to scan the chat and keep guessing at the same time. No, I don't see it yet. And you guys got me second guessing what number I wrote down. Okay. I think we're... Wait a minute. Okay, wait, we got one. Man! Where is it? 92. Jason Harvia, unless anybody else sees that I missed one somewhere. I don't think I did. Jason won the second giveaway too. Okay, well, Jason, you can't enter the next giveaway because now you're up to 4 grams of silver and a bunch of coins. This is going to be fun to mail off. But hey, at least it's like more of a substantial package now. So yeah, okay. So Jason, you cannot enter the next one because you're just stealing everything away from everybody. But I still have a case here, so this is probably going to work in your guys' favor. Jason, I'm sorry for your loss on the next one. But you're probably gonna kick yourself in the butt. What is this? Okay. This I think is safe. I don't even know where I got this. But I'm not big into Canada stuff, so we can get rid of it. This is in a flip, which doesn't help us a whole lot, but it's a Canadian coin. And according to the back, it says it's a 1964 silver 50 cent. It is only 0.3 ASW, but it says at some point to somebody it was worth $14. So Jason's got a nicer stack, but this is probably a nicer single coin. Now we're gonna do. We gotta go a little faster on this one, all right? But we'll do numbers again. Numbers seem to work well. We're gonna do 1 to 20. And you guys can start whenever. 1 to 20 for this lovely coin. And it's actually stapled in this flip. So we will give that away. Jason, you're banned. Banned from entering. What did Jason say? What did he say? Send it to Siren. Okay, well, we're still doing another one. Because we can't have you just winning everything. It looks rigged even more so than it actually is. So, we're still running this thing. Wait a minute. Okay. Already got a winner. Holy crap. Second guess. Constitutional. 17. Okay, that was fast. Well, good to know that we're not wasting time anymore. Okay, so hold on. I got to split these up. Now, Jason, you said you wanted the animals. Okay. He does. I think he does. He's got a bunch of old coins, some good state coins, and some silver. Okay, so anyway. Hold on. So, Jason wanted animals. I remember that. Siren. Do you want the Pew Pew, or do you want me to go fishing again in the gram container? So, and this is constitutional. So, it looks like you're going to send me a sticker, and I'm going to send you a coin. So I'll write that down on here. And it's Canadian. It's not super heavy on the silver weight, but they were like that. And now it seems like they've kind of learned, but they're getting rid of their coinage bit by bit. So, Siren, focus with your emojis. Focus. Do you want the pew-pews, right? Or do you want me to get you 2 other gram bars out of here to go with your stack of Mexican coinage? I want the pew-pew, Roadhog says. Yeah, well, don't worry. There's more in here. So, Siren, I'm waiting on you for an answer. And at least now, I can probably still get these out in envelopes then. Jason's got his stack. We're going to send these to Siren. If I do have a bag for these. Others. Okay, that's fun. Good thing I got plenty. So, put the Mexican coins in here. And we'll go fishing. Okay, we'll see what we get in the first handful. Let me know if you see anything you like. I'll try to flip some of them. I got a panda. I know I have a lot of those. Panda eating bamboo. We got a little happy squirrel. Indian with headdress. There's a unicorn. I don't think I have any mermaids. I got a shark. I got a tank. More pew-pews. I got a lion. I got a kangaroo. Praying mantis. Let me know when you see something you like. Hippo. United States Navy. I got one of these with an anchor. That's the closest I can get to a mermaid, I think. More pew-pews. I got an eagle there, or a hawk, or something. Panda. Okay, I got you a panda in the bag. Unicorn, teddy bear, lion, Indian, Goodyear tires. I don't know what that's about. It's like a wheel with wings. We got a cat. Sniper rifle. I'm pretty sure that's out. Shark. I had a goldfish, I think, somewhere. Oh, what's that? A knight with a sword. Panda. Hippo. Hawk. Man. Ooh. Got like a dinosaur running. Bear. The teddy bear. Where did I put the bear? There he is. Okay. The bear. Boom. Little happy teddy bear. Winnie the Pooh looking like guy. Okay. And I think I should have your address already, Siren. I'm sure I do. So I will look that up and I'll get that out to you. All right, now back to pennies. It's 11:30. See, this is the problem. When I'm sick, I usually don't get tired like the same way. And I was tired all day, and that's where I know I'm not going to sleep well. Because I'm up, now, and I don't feel tired at all. Because I've been tired all day. Well, the good news for everyone else is I have tons of these. And I actually have rounds too. I don't just have the 1 gram bars. I have a whole nother thing of these of whatever's left that I haven't given my kids in rounds, and they have some really cool designs on them too. Some of those are like, coin-ish. Like one has a Lincoln Memorial back, one's got Lincoln on it, another one has Washington. There's a seated looking thing. There's a standing, or no, not standing, a walking Liberty looking thing. There's some cool ones in those too. We'll get there, I'm sure. Next time I'll mix it up and I'll pull those out instead of the bars. Try to keep everybody rolling. But yeah, that's not too bad. 3 giveaways in one night. You guys are getting lucky. And that's well, even the grams, I hate to say it, aren't cheap, unfortunately. They should be, but they're not because of the work it takes to make them. Oh, so what does anybody else have going on? Okay, so my new Mismatists in the chat. I know Constitutional is probably not going to have much to say on this, but Siren will be one that can chime in on this for sure. When the first NGCX, that's a 74. I'm almost certain of it, but I can't tell, so it goes in the clad bin. So when the NGCX comes out, like it's already kind of out, I've heard, for special people. But when we start seeing the NGCX coins hit the secondary market in slabs, right? This new 10-point grading system. Now the whole thing with them is, to my knowledge, and I'm always able to be wrong, but to my knowledge, it's only quote-unquote modern coins. So you're not getting your Morgan slabbed in an NGCX. And I forget what they determined modern was, but it's not too far in the past. So for instance, if you want to get a silver coin, it's going to have to be like one of the silver state quarters or something, slabbed. And then I think that would qualify. But like one of the old Washington silver quarters, I don't think qualifies as the modern. So it's weird. We'll have to look in on that. But when they hit the secondary market, are you buying it? Like, will you buy a coin in an NGCX slab on a 10-point grading scale if you like the coin? That's my question to those of you that actually collect slabbed things, because I will tell you my thoughts on this, and they are: I'm going to buy probably multiple slabs that I can find once they actually start hitting the secondary market. I'm going to buy multiple. Ooh. There's a really nice 1988 with like a quarter of a fingerprint on it, and that's upsetting because it's like, aside from me dropping it repeatedly, man, that was pretty close to perfect, and somebody screwed it up with a fingerprint. I'm buying them because there's a couple ways this can go. Okay? They're going to come out, and it's going to be a flop, right? But if it's a flop, I feel like any of the... Ooh, what are you? What is going on here? Let me see if I can catch this. The light just hit this. And what in the holy heck it's in really good shape, but it's got a pink tone when the light hits it. It kind of looks like hazed over mussel shell. Um, Good to see you. I'm looking at a pink coin. Pink penny. Ooh, that's weird. The back's like kind of bluish. That's weird. Let's see if I can get this lined up a little better. Yeah, see, when the light's not directly hitting it, that's a weird one because it looks so good, but the front's like super pink. Like super duper. It's 2008. But man, I'm just, what the camera's doing to it is exactly what I saw when I looked over at it in the right light. I saw like the what in the heck happened to you? I'm gonna set that one aside. Pink coin. That's a weird one. I'm buying some NGCX holders because if it flops, they're gonna be rare. It'll be like a fluke. It'll be like having an original pet rock in the package, or whatever. Um, I feel like it'll still be not maybe like super valuable, but important, to have that. And if not, if it really does kind of take off and become like, an additive or a staple, or, maybe somewhere in the future, that's where we go to, and the old coins are graded on, one scale, and the new coins are graded on another. That's not impossible either, but either way, to have one of the first few slabs from that grading company. I mean, just look at like PCGS Old Green Rattlers and stuff. They command a little bit of a premium just for being what they are, and you can tell this is X amount of years old because it's in this type of holder. I think the people that have them in any case, whether it's a flop or it turns into something big, to have some of the first ones that come out and get holdered, I think is going to be worth some money down the line somewhere. And who knows for what reasons, but I'm going to buy some. I would like to try to buy silver, and we'll see how that goes, but that'll depend on what I see first and where I see it and how much they're charging and all of those factors. Because I think I'm not the only one with these sentiments. So I feel like when the first NGCX slabs start going to the secondary market, it's going to be a high premium that people pay to get those coins, because they know if this thing flops, they're going to be super rare, and if it doesn't, it's still, from the first generation of these slabs, like, it's probably going to be one of the first, who knows, however many, 5,000, 10,000 to run through their grading service on that side, this new system. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to watch and listen. I know it's already open to their members, and that's only like, I don't know how many people that is, but I think it's opening up in January for submission. So we'll see how that goes, but I want to see them hit the secondary market so I can scoop one up. I'll pay more for it. I'll pay more than the coin's worth, because I want to have that. I feel like it's going to be worth something. I don't know, because the coin looks fine. It looks like toning. I will say that, because there's some on the back and there's like some other toning, like more of that gray kind of buildup on the luster. And it's affecting the toning in those areas. It's not, it's like a hologram. It's, like, if you look at it in the right light, it's fine. Like, I didn't even see this thing until I was over at an angle and peeked back at it. I don't think it's, whatever it is, it's not like paint on the coin or anything. I don't see anything on the surface that makes me think it was coated. I'm not saying that's impossible, but this one has something weird going on with it. So I'm going to keep it. I keep the weird stuff, for sure. I buy the weird stuff. It just happens. But yeah, NGCX I'm trying to get into. CAC, they're already open. Like, for sure, they're already taking submissions. But them, again, too, it's only for their members. And CAC, I think that's obviously a much lower number. I think that might be like 3,000 or 6,000. It's not a very good big group of people that have access to the CAC yet. And I did not know this, which I recently found out by listening to podcasts of people that are smarter than me. CAC is actually going to stop stickering other people's slabs. Now, I knew they were coming out with their own slabs, but I didn't, in all that initial information, I didn't hear anything about the CAC sticker designation really being talked about. Well, now it's come out that it's going to be a slow taper, right? But they're going to, I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to have another designation, like a further designation for their own slabs, but I do know they've said that they're going to stop putting CAC stickers on certifying other people's slabs. So NGC, PCGS, I see more CAC stickers than anything. I'm not saying NGC doesn't get them, but seems to be more commonly on PCGS slabs. But yeah, that's gonna be bad for everybody a little bit, but PCGS really needs to come up with something, anything at this point. Everybody else is moving. If they don't move and do something soon, I feel like they have the opportunity to become the crotchety old man on the block, and, kind of clinging to the old ways or whatever. And I'm not saying I want the whole thing, redone either, necessarily, but if everybody else is striving to innovate and attempting to change and test and do other things, especially with CAC legitimately just starting their own grading service for the public eventually, that's a market share that they're going to lose. And with NGCX trying to appeal to a different demographic of people with their new grading system, I don't know if PCGS can hold on to the diehard fans in the market and that be enough. I mean, they have a good name now. They are kind of like the top of the line as far as like general grading is concerned. But I feel like 5 years from now, they're not going to be able to rely on just their name to be like, oh, that's where you got to send stuff because they're the best. I think like that may come into question if they don't do something. I like the idea of that sliding scale grading that I talked about. I doubt anyone is ever going to listen to me or pick up something like that. It may not even be financially feasible for all I know. I don't know what their margins look like and all this, that, and the other. But a sliding scale where, and I don't want to flood the market, but if I have a really nice penny, like, I don't know, let's just say our little rainbow friend here, right? Johnny T! Somewhere, where'd you say Johnny T was? I don't see him. I haven't seen him at all. Oh, there he is. Now I see it. Let's say our little rainbow friend here, right? Let's say, just for the hell of it, I want to put this in a holder because whatever. It's not feasible to do so. Number one, it's just a 2008. Number two, toning does not affect the grade of a coin as much as anyone might want to think. It does, but even PCGS says like it might get you a plus, maybe if it's got really good eye appeal, but it's not going to get you like a whole grade or anything. So, hello, Johnny. You missed all the giveaways. Jason was batting 1,000. And then because he was winning everything, he decided to give some of his winnings to Siren. And then to make everybody else feel better, we did another giveaway for a Canadian coin. And we have already got all of that done. But, back to the point. If you could do a sliding scale. Now, you're already going to lose money on a penny, right? Because it's probably not going to be worth anything. But, and the grade's probably not going to be there. But if I just want to get it holdered, just in, I guess maybe change the grades. Like maybe just have like a different scale to where you're not really examining the coin. I don't know. But I want it in a holder. And I want it to be a PCGS holder. Right? Let's just say. Then, like, you could pay, like, I don't know, you could pay for a details grade. Maybe. Like, you know what I mean? Like, $5 a penny, or $7.50, or, you know, whatever that would look like. But we're not going through this hoopla. We know it's not an MS, 64, but, like, I just want it in a holder. And it's a penny. Or a small denomination or something, like a nickel. Nothing that's special. I don't know. I'm building a set or something. And I want it in a holder. There should be like a nominal fee for that. And, or like I was saying before with the sliding scale, like that Expo I had. That thing could come back AU 58. Or it could come out like a top pop. I don't know enough about coins, but as I'm looking at it and I'm comparing it, I feel like somewhere in there, I would not be surprised if any of those happen. It's a really nice coin. It could be an MS66 Plus and be one of the highest graded coins out there. It's not impossible. It's in really good shape. Or it could come back AU58, or it could come back cleaned, or, I don't know. But if I could send that to them, because I actually asked Flip, some advice, and, in this instance, it's hard for him to give me anything definitive, but the problem I have at that Expo is when you send it in, you have to declare a value for insurance purposes. I know at least insurance purposes, but I also think that gives them an insight into kind of, where you think the grade might be. So, hear me out. On the Expo, let me pull it up. On the Expo, the AU58 would mean I overpaid for the coin. But, okay, here we go. So, let me switch you guys over. Boom. So, on the 1892 Colombian, right? Look, it gets real steep, right? If, let's just say, I'm leaving all bets on the table, right? That it could be, and again, I don't know. But here's 55. It's a $30 coin. That would mean I overpaid. Even at a 60, I overpaid. Okay? Whatever. But if I'm going to submit that thing and I'm going to say, let's say I shoot for the moon, right? I don't know why you wouldn't. And I say, I feel like maybe it's got a chance at a 68. That's a $35,000 coin. That's what I would have to put down on the sheet for the insurance value, to my knowledge, because I'm saying it could be a $35 coin or it could be a $35,000 coin. That's my problem with submitting that one. And so that's what I was asking Flip. I was like, how much do I declare if I send this thing in? Like, what do I do? Because I don't want to say, like, oh, insurance value, the MS63. I don't know how they work. I've never done this, but I don't want to go, oh yeah, insure it for $110 and then go, yeah, that's 63. He paid for 63. That's what he thinks. Here it is. I don't think that's how they operate, but I think if I send it in at $110 value and it comes back like a 67, like, there's going to be issues, with the shipping, or I have to pay additional money. I don't know how that works, but I'm pretty sure you kind of, when you declare the value, you're supposed to declare what the max is you think it'll get, which for a crappy coin, maybe, or like an old barber, like those ones, that's kind of easy. You can look at that and kind of tell this can't be above this grade. But on that one, it's not impossible. I think it could easily get like a 65, maybe even higher. With 67 plus, 10,000. I don't know. So I'll go back to the screen now, but that's my dilemma on that one. So, oh, you've seen it, Siren. I got it. Like everything else, I just have it sitting around, safe from prying eyes. Where did I put it? I swear I have it. There it is. Down here with my 1916D in the treasure trove. Let me get a better angle on it. Again, the camera does not play with this one well, because I immediately put it in a new flip. The one they had was like an older one, you could tell. And I wanted to kind of look at the coin outside of the flip. So that's the front. No scratches on the fields, no nothing. And then the back, everything's there. It's got beautiful toning. If there's wear on this coin, I just don't see it. So it's at least MS60 minimum. And I mean, even at, let me look back at my price guide. Yeah, 60, we're talking $35 coin. 64, we're talking 185. 66 is 700. 67's 4,500. And a 68, which would be top pop, there's only one graded by PCGS, I believe. Let me check. Yeah, there's only one graded at a 68, and it's a $35,000 coin. There are 14 at 67 plus, 41 at 67, 56 at 66 plus. So it's a fine line, but I just don't know enough about grading to know where. I feel like it probably can hit a 65, maybe. I mean, again, I could be wrong. 65 would be a 375. 65 plus is $450. So this thing's gonna get sent in sometime. I gotta do more research into what I gotta do before I send this bad boy in to, and this dude was just sitting on it. Just sitting on it. He literally told me not to look in that bin because he didn't have any old stuff in it. And then I pulled this out, and I'm like, what? So, yeah, I have that in here with a bunch of other Expos. Funny enough, I have 2 of these now. These ones in these little flip holders. Now what's this? Jason's, I think they will contact you to pay additional insurance to get it shipped back. You think so? I don't know. I need to find out before I do anything crazy, because if I'm gonna submit it, I want to submit it right. Flip's back. Quit talking about him. Gotta quit talking about the big guy. He's here. But yeah, so that's the dilemma that I run into with that a little bit, is that and this 1904 set. Now these aren't super great, right? They're not like prime examples or anything, but with the 1904S, that gets to be an expensive coin at even decent grades. And then this 1904O half, same thing can be said. Now I think I've pegged this one down because PCGS has a grading video that they go through, and they literally use Barber halves as they're going through and talking about what grades are what. So on this one, I think it's probably like a fine 8. That's my thought anyway from watching that and them going through it step by step, grade by grade. So it's probably like a fine 8. But even at a fine 8, it'd be worth more than I think I paid for it if you split it all up across the whole set. And then this one, the dollar, if that graded the way I think it would grade pretty high. And so it would be worth more than I paid for the entire set if it fetched a grade in the neighborhood of what I would be hopeful for. So the Expo, those 2 are probably going to get sent in, unless I offered. Somebody could have bought that set from me the other night for $175. I think I offered it up for. Nobody took it, which is fine. I'm not crabbing on anybody, but that dollar in a half decent grade, I think I looked it up. It's over. I think it's 2 approaching 300, something like that, if it's in the neighborhood of what I'm thinking. So that'll be probably like my first submission to PCGS will be that Expo, those 2, and whatever else I find around here that I think is decent, and see if I can. It's not playing a game, but I mean you want stuff in holders, but see if I can catch some value add from getting things graded. And wouldn't it be cool if that Expo did grade high? And I don't know what you have to do to do the CAC certification, but it'd be nice if I could catch that before they closed it off completely, but I doubt that's even a reality or a possibility at this point. They're so far along in that process, I feel like that window's closing probably day by day at this point. But back to silver. What did it do today? I didn't even look. We are approaching next week. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, next week, Wednesday, is the day where the Fed should come out and tell us what they're doing, what the rate hike looks like. And that's going to be a big day for the markets. Look for either a big jump or a big dip depending on what that news is. And yeah, we're back up to, oh my, we're back up to 23, 28 on my charts. And now all that is right now is the market saying that we believe what the Fed said in their last conference, where they probably want to start pumping the brakes on this thing before they tank the entire economy and people start getting laid off left and right and all that fun business. So, expect silver to move next Wednesday through Friday in a big way, up or down. If we are, now what did I say? I said to you guys, I thought we were going to close at somewhere between 25 and 26 if it's a 50 basis point hike announcement. And I said I thought we were going to close in 19 to 20 if it's actually a 75 point basis hike. So, I'm no guru or anything, but those are my predictions. That's where I see it. There's a 69S, I believe. Too high. But that's where I think we're going to be. So, plan accordingly. And that may be one reason why... No, I guess it's not. It's just a really small D. I've never heard that before. So that's where I think we're going to be as we close out the year, depending on what happens next week. So try to keep your notifications on, because I'm sure all the silver people are going to tell us all about it as soon as it happens. But the market's going to move one way or another. It just depends on which side of it we're going to be on. Hopefully the winning side. I would like them to actually follow through and to start slowing down on these rate hikes before they tank the economy any further. We'll see. Back up. Sovereign, it is up. Let me look. Back at my charts. Okay. So, we are well above pre-COVID levels, okay? We are actually at the lower end of post-COVID levels, which, again, is probably the new normal to keep... I'm going to get another beer. We're not done with this thing yet. Haha. Well, we made it through like 2 rows of pennies almost, though. So we're making progress. So, here we go. We are at the low end of post-COVID levels. I will show you guys what I mean so you can see what I'm saying. So here we are. These are the charts I use. I recommend if you're trying to... right now it's kind of a crapshoot trying to figure out what the market's going to do. But if you're gauging things and trying to talk about where we are versus where we were, anything like that, you need charts. This is TradingView, or at least when I signed up to it, that's what they were called. I think that's what they're still called. TradingView.com. You can look up anything. They have crypto, they have stocks. If it's traded, it's relatively public, it's going to be on here. So this is what I use as my basis. So this is what I mean. We're at 23.26 right now. These are the post-COVID levels. This was pre-COVID. COVID dropped. Then COVID, of course, rocketed back up. to up here just under $30 an ounce. Actually, it probably hit 30 officially on some charts. And then we kind of played around in here in the 23 to 28 maybe range, and then we started to slip on that, and then things were getting better, things were opening up, so we started slipping on that more. But this is what I mean when I say we're already well above where we were before COVID, for like the last decade. So we're already high. If you've been stacking silver for anything more than post COVID, you're doing good, assuming you're still holding that stuff. Um, it's all the COVID stackers or anybody that really got into it new, which I am not afraid to tell you guys, and I've admitted I'm sorry about that. They always try to get you to sign up to premium on everything. But I'm in here. I think officially, I think I'm somewhere in here. November, December 21, maybe. Somewhere in there. Um, no, wait a minute. Yeah, I think I'm somewhere in there. It's hard to tell. Post divorce, time frames, and COVID, and all that craziness. Time flew by. There was so much going on, but I think I'm somewhere in here. So actually, I mean, I got lucky. I've been buying a lot down in here, and all the way down this red run, but um, yeah, I think I'm mostly in somewhere in here. I think I remember paying 25 plus dollars for a dollar face, and that was the going rate at the time. Trust me, I shopped around. Um, I think I paid, yeah, like 25 bucks for 4 quarters. Um, it was one of the first purchases I think I did from an online bullion dealer. So yeah, I'm probably for sure somewhere in here. Maybe like on the trail end here. I don't know. But we're already up. Now the thing is, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get zoom back. Let me reset this. Reset the chart. We're trying to get above this resistance. So even with the pandemic and everything going on, you see we tested this level here and we got rejected. And then we tested it again here, the $30. Excuse me. And we got rejected again. So that's the level that we have to get above and then stay above for at least hopefully a small period of time before it becomes stable and we feel safe that we're going to bounce around that dollar range um, for a while, like we have here, right? You see, we have resistance, or at least we did post or during COVID, um, at about $20, give or take 21 something. It would not go lower until everything opened up. And then once things really started opening up, government started loosening restrictions. That's where we dropped back down to like the 18 because everyone's like, oh, everything's good. We don't need silver, or those people, think that, and everything's returning to normal and the economy's getting better. And, it looked a lot less doom and gloom. So it started going, dollar goes up, silver goes down. So we're already up. We just need to get, if we finish out the year here in the next couple of weeks in this 26, hopeful, if we build on this in the next few days and we're in the $24 range, and they give us the good news that they're going to slow down interest rates, we could be as high as 28 by the end of the year. But I'm still staying conservative. I think easy, 25, 26, but we could just as easily drop down to 17, 18. Well, maybe not 17, but 18 for sure, if we get bad news. So it's either like a yay moment because we added value because the market went up, or it's a buying opportunity. So I don't know who's got a lot of dry powder, but depending on what they say next week, that last week of the year might be a good buying opportunity if we, pull back enough and they don't give us the news that we want. We'll see. But that's enough of market analysis by some guy in Ohio. But yeah, that's what I see. And I do too. Actually, Flip got a hold of me not long ago. We were chatting back and forth, and he's like, "Hey, you did a video on this silver, the trade bar thing that I bought when I was up at Crown Point's the Gold Depot." And he's like, "What's going on with that thing? Is it sentimental?" He was trying to figure out why I paid $30 for that bar specifically, and there is no answer. Not a good one that anybody wants to hear anyway. I know I'm not going to get super great deals there. It's a shop. They can only do so much. I'm not even up there enough to like really make a big difference in any of their sales, and I'm not spending thousands of dollars when I am. So, but I still want to be known. I still want to, if I go in there, I want to pick up something. And I didn't have much that I picked up on that run. I want to say that run was like the wheat pennies. I don't know if that was the wheat pennies, but it was that bar and not much else that I picked up on that run. And I basically told him, like, I wanted to buy something to kind of foster that relationship, and I said, "Hey, how much is that bar?" And they said $30. So that's what I bought. But to be fair, I think that would have been about the price on any of their silver. It's a different market. They're so close to Chicago that you suffer a bit. They have a great selection, but you suffer a little. I hope it goes down because I too stack at all prices. I would like to stack more for cheaper. However, I don't see it. No, it's not going to. And that's what I told everybody in my American Silver Eagle video that did so well. Silver's been on sale. I mean, if the whole, and I kicked myself, I don't want to change anything. The timing is what it is. I can live with it, but man, if I had been savvy back in the 2010s, I'd be so far ahead on my stack by now. It almost wouldn't matter, I mean, it would still matter, but it wouldn't, matter as far as what I paid for something. You could literally at that point you could sell or cycle through almost anything you had, and at current market rates not even worry in your mind about, well, what do I got in this thing. You don't have to worry about it because you bought it way lower, right? So you're making money if you're making a sale. All those people who have been in it for long periods of time, they're all doing well. In the grand scheme of things. My dog's actually asleep. But it's not going to stay this low for long. Let's look. We'll go back to the chart one last time. Now I know what you're saying. Silver's not. We're on the week. Let's go to the year. Okay. So here's all of it. Back here, the moves weren't even big enough to register on today's scale. This is the 80s. For those of you that need a history lesson, huge pump. Too fast, too quick. And that's always going to come down. But something like this, where it's just steadily rising, that's more of what we expect to see. But the point here is that it's been much higher, even in the 80s, and I know this was like a craze, but still, Um, According to this chart, it hit 47. You know, um, but you can see everybody gained their rationality, and it came back down to $5 on average for from 82 to somewhere here in '04, and then we started picking up, and then we had a nice big bump because of the housing crisis, partially '08, '09, 2010, and then it went up as high in 12 as on this chart again, 49. Uh, so again, a little maybe too much too fast. There was some pullback and some things, um, but this look at what was anything costing during any of this, and what's it cost now, like inflation rates. Let's talk about that. Really, I mean, I know we always use the, a silver quarter in 1964 could buy you a gallon of gas, and today it can still, in most places, buy you a gallon of gas. We use that rationale, but I don't think that enough people take that rationale and flip it on its head and go, what was money worth back then, right? And what could you buy with it? And then what are those things worth now, right? And in all, by and large, I think most everything, if we're talking in general, gas, most of our food items, all kinds of other things and services, and all this stuff has gone up in the last couple of years by 15 to, in some cases, 50% or more, on different commodities and things. And some of that, will hopefully cool down, like the lettuce thing. Apparently there's an issue there, and lettuce is expensive and hard to get, and hopefully that gets better because my daughter likes lettuce. But so that's like more of like a fluke, like hopefully we can fix that. But in general commodities, everything's gone up by double digits, I think, pretty much across the board. But has silver or these other commodities matched that yet? And I don't feel like they have. You can't really go by the $5, right? You would have to pull it from somewhere in here, where we had some relative stability and hopefully the market wasn't moving. The pre-COVID here is probably our best indicators of what the market should probably look like, in the current time, because all this was just housing crisis and all this other stuff, but you could see the growth. So this is where we're probably going to compare prices, and if you take those things, it's not like double, right? But it's substantial. If, let's just say, everything's gone up by 30% since 2015. Okay, just we ran the numbers, we figure 30%. Well, then silver was at 15. So we're expecting like 30% more than that. That's kind of where we're at. But I think 30% is kind of low. I mean, that's the number I'm throwing out. But I think in general, everything is up way more than 30% on an average. Some things are almost 100% more than they used to be, in a lot of cases. So I feel like silver's still got a way to go before, and we already think it's undervalued anyway, and it's not even keeping up with inflation. And it's supposed to be a hedge against inflation, and that's true, and it is, but the effect is delayed. The inflation comes, you have the silver, and then by the time inflation really starts kicking everybody's ass, which is about where we're at, is usually when the inflation gets to the point to where it's detrimental to the general populace, is where silver actually will then begin to move up and become that hedge against inflation. Yes, it holds its value, but when everything's really bad, it goes up. And so then you will actually benefit from that bad than, suffer as much as the other people. Let me get back here and so you guys can see my happy face. But don't spoil it. Just some people didn't hear you. Well, no, but that's it. No, and I don't. People can listen, people cannot. I think most people that buy silver in any form kind of know that we're in for a treat here real soon. It just depends on how much more. But think about it. Like, we all know. Like, some of them older guys and people, they had to wait years, sometimes a decade, for a move in silver to really happen. We all know at this point it's 1 to 5 years away at most. We're going to easily be in the $40 range, $50 range, I think. I think it's just a given at this point. It's going to happen. It's just how long is it going to take us to get there, and what's that going to look like, because these things have not caught up. I haven't even looked at gold, but I know I was listening to some analysts, speaking about where they thought it would be in like 3 years or something, and they were throwing out numbers like 2,700, 3,000, and that they were being conservative in their estimates. And these were more like investors. It was some podcast I found, and they were talking about it, and because they were having this general discussion on silver. I'm ancient now too, and I can't stay up much later either. Ruler, thank you. Your pack's going out tomorrow. First thing they'll get is the package. Thank you for hanging out. So they were they're stackers and investors, and they've been at it for a while, but they had this discussion over silver, kind of like what we're having to a degree. And then somebody brought up gold, and the numbers on gold even surprised me. And I don't focus on that too much, because I feel like if I'm doing well on the silver side, I will do well on the gold side. I think that just kind of goes without saying. Usually one will move up faster than the other, being silver, but they're going to generally move together. Right? If silver's going up, gold's going to follow. It may not follow as fast and by as much, but if gold is currently, I think it's at like 1,700. Yeah, almost 18. Okay, and it actually sank a little bit. So it's almost 18. If it's at 18, and it did actually in 3 years get to like almost double its value, then and silver outperforms gold, then that means in that theoretical time frame, silver would be more than double its value if gold is going to double for, and that's what we think. So, I mean, we could be off in a good way. That's just where I see it. I mean, we're all going to be really happy in a few more years, tops. It just depends on how many people sell, at that point. If we get above 30, 35, and everybody just offloads everything they've been holding because they finally see their payday or whatever, then we could easily drop right back down to 20, 25. It would take a lot. It would take a lot to sell. But, I mean, some people, that's their plan. I mean, not everybody, hopefully not everybody, but some people are, in it for more of like a, maybe not short term, but like a 5-year plan. Or they see the writing on the wall with a lot of the stuff that's been happening with the economy and the government printing money and all that. I mean, it's almost a stacked game. If you hold on to your silver, yes, Siren. hold on to the silver. Please, dear God, hold on to the silver. At least most of it, the bulk of it. You can still buy and sell some stuff and trade with friends and do those things and auction some stuff off and offload some if you need to financially, I guess. Times get hard, but yeah, don't sell the farm. Yeah, I think we're all going to do really well in short order. But those people that see the writing on the wall and kind of invested because they knew this whole printing however many $1 trillion the other year wasn't going to go well, that's almost a fool's, errand to not bet against that. That's going to blow up in their face. And so we have a lot of those in there. And that'll remain to be seen how many of those people offload and when they offload. And if that's too much, it may cost us a little bit of market, but it shouldn't be much. I feel like we are going to be at a new plateau on the market by the end of 2025 for sure. We will not be talking about $20 silver. I don't even think it'll be a discussion. I think we'll be talking about $30 silver being, hey, do you see silver drop back down to 30? It's time to buy. Whereas right now, people are seeing it and they're like, oh, man, with premiums, it's up to about 30, and I think I'm going to wait or not purchase as much this week or this month. That sentiment's going to change once people see that you're not seeing $20 silver anymore unless something crazy has happened. And that's where I think we're going to be by, probably like the end of 2025, 2026 at the latest, if not sooner. Man, this box is kind of dry. As far as copper, as far as anything, only one wheat so far. Really early on, which I'll take it, but it's upsetting, and just not that much copper. But it's getting late anyway. And you buy more silver, yeah. I mean, price matters, but not as much as having those things you want. Like, if anything moves the way I think it's going to, which it will eventually, I'm going to be really happy that I have all the things that I have at the prices that I have them. Whether you're talking about bullion or bars or some of the gold or the hand pours. I was just thinking about that today. Like, if silver doubles, then some of the hand poured pieces and stuff I have, like, yeah, they'll still probably, be inflated a bit because they're hand pours, but, I might actually be, like, legitimately in the money to, like, put those on the market if, and be able to sell them for, a reasonable price if silver did double or better. Like, I just got that, I got the Silver Keys Ninja Turtle. Again, my kid's asleep, I can't pull it out, I forgot. And that little guy is cool. But I think I paid $100 for that. And I think it's just under, I want to say, 2 ounces, somewhere close to there. Like 1.7, maybe 1.8, something like that. But it's a cool little piece. But if silver, like, doubles, I'm almost in the money on melt value. Yeah, actually, I think I pretty much would be on melt. And it's a hand pour. So then at that point, it's almost, for stuff like that, it's almost like a new market. People can kind of reset, prices and things on some of the older stuff that comes through, or, continue to gouge, and not gouge, but, try to fetch a premium for some of those items, over spot. But, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I like the American Eagle example that I gave. I mean, by 2026, an eagle from the mint could legitimately cost us 60, $70. I mean, we don't know. They already fetch a premium. They already sell for a premium on day one because they're eagles. And the people that are telling I feel like if you're going to go, here we go, real talk. I've had, I don't know, 2.5 beers. Woo, I'm tipsy. No. But, real talk on the internet live stream. If you're going to go on the internet and tell people not to buy something, right, because it's not a great value, I feel like you should prove that you're not buying. You know? I mean, I don't know. It's just because I'm not saying that people are, but, you know, it's weird to go on and say, like, don't buy it. But people are still out there buying eagles. They're actually hard to find. I haven't seen one in my LCS in months. People aren't bringing them. People aren't. He's not buying them to sell because of the, you know, the inflated premiums and everything. They're just not there. But they are being bought and sold. I've bought a couple, but they're still moving. People are still buying them, but everyone's saying not to. And, like, I really feel like, again, don't bet the farm on them. Don't just buy those unless that's your thing and that's all you do. And then in that case, it doesn't really matter to you. But that, the way I see it, I wouldn't tell anyone not to buy it because, number one, it's silver. So how can I tell someone not to buy silver? Buy silver. Buy all the silver you can. Like, are you kidding me? I got a sign. I'm on the street corner. I'm telling everybody. But by telling people not to buy it, right? And then let's just say what we're thinking and what we see coming happens. And, you know, who cares about a few dollars of premium if silver even comes close to doubling? Paying $40 for an eagle was not a fucking bad choice. Sorry. Shouldn't cuss on here. It was not a bad choice. Now. Or around this period of time. It was not a bad choice. And would still be financially feasible. Now, if silver took a big tank or something like that happened, yeah, but you're still not doing as bad. Maybe you're not doing as good as if you bought generic bars or something else. But you're not doing horrible. I don't know. To go all over the way people do and tell people what not to buy, I mean, I will go on record now and I will probably never do a video like that. Because foot in mouth, right? Like, you could have everything going for you. No, the market's just not there, whatever, don't buy. I don't know. Fractional silver. You're not going to want to do that. And then Armageddon comes and all of a sudden we got a barter and all you have is 10-ounce bars. Like, you can always be wrong. And the situation can always play out different. Buy all the silver you want. Buy whatever you want. I don't know. Eagles are not a bad buy. They're not. You may lose some money in premium if things go really sideways and the market drops. Yeah, but that's possible with any of the stuff that we buy. So I don't know. When I see people going on, and like some general advice, like, okay, if you're going for weight, yeah, you don't want to do eagles. But the people that are just based on premiums and prices saying not to buy eagles, I think are full of it. And they have eagles. They've bought eagles. And in some cases, they're reselling the eagles to, you know, people on auctions. That's not anything specific in anybody, but it's happening. Eagles are going up for auction. People are still buying them. Some people are still putting them up, but there's all these videos telling people not to. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like people telling me what to do unless I'm asking for advice. I try not to do that to other people. I'll give advice, but I'll tell you I'm probably wrong. It's just weird. Like the whole YouTube, thing is it's hard to navigate. It was the same in the tool space before and my other channel. It didn't matter what you said, didn't matter how good a tool was, somebody always had a reason they didn't like it, or whatever have you. So like you could never get away from it. It's like, what's better, Mercedes or BMW? There's positives and minuses to both, but we all need cars. And on this side, we all want silver and coins and collectibles and whatever else falls into your category. Buy what you want. I just and it was just so bad there for a couple of weeks, as the prices really started to come up there. Well, the prices because of the premium were really coming up, but we hadn't moved that much in spot, and everybody, still, I still see, I've seen a couple of new videos on it. People, don't buy Eagles, don't buy Eagles. Really? Like, no, don't buy monthly subscriptions. Don't buy a monthly meal service. Don't buy those new rims for your car. Don't buy... Those are the things. Yeah, I'll tell you not to fucking buy that. But if it's silver, buy it. If it's a hand pour and you want it and you got the money, buy it. If it's a coin that's MS70 and it's slabbed and you want it, buy it. There's value there. I just don't know. It got to me in a bad way. I mean, the smaller stuff has its place, Roadhog. And I really do. That's why I stack a lot of Constitutional, because if it should happen to go that way, I don't want to be cutting up my silver to try to do something with it. Now, that day probably will never come, but if it does, I'll be happier knowing that I'm good. Johnny T said, I think that people are not saying don't buy Eagles or poured silver, but they are saying that is not the best way to purchase silver. And I agree. It depends on what you're buying for. It depends on what you're buying for. But the problem I have with it is the majority of the videos that I even cared to watch, almost all of them are citing the premiums. Oh, if an Eagle was, let's say the premium's $7 over spot, or now it's probably more. Let's say it's 10 over, which is astronomical. I get it. We all know silver's undervalued. We all think that. Everybody kind of agrees that stacks silver, that yes, there's something going on. Yes, the market's manipulated on some degree. And yes, I think most of us feel that we should be higher. I mean, I don't know. It's not a bad buy. They just don't like the price. If I offer up Eagles for $30, people will buy them all day long. My point is, in the very near future, Eagles may never be $40 an Eagle again, if the market goes up. And so, in that hypothetical hindsight, which may not be that far away, telling everybody not to buy Eagles, the only thing that did is made it to where not that many people have Eagles that they purchased between this year and this year. And then later, if you're going to have to try to accumulate them, you're going to have to pay more. I mean, I get it. Like I said, if you're stacking for just weight, then yes, that's not your right way to go. But I mean, the same thing could be said about Constitutional, semi-numismatic. I mean, the same thing could be said about most of the silver market in general. bullion makes up a small part of it. So if you're going to say that about eagles, you're saying that about poured silver, you're saying that about, constitutional to some degree, you're saying that about any kind of semi-numismatic, whether it's government backed or not. It's all kind of, you're paying a premium for something extra that's not really tangibly there in whatever that is. Whether that be the work somebody put into it or the profits that the mint's got to make to produce them, or whatever. I guess that's my problem, is it's the eagle that they're picking on, when really, if they're going to say those things, the video should in fact just be your best buy right now or in the near future, or whatever, however they want to word it, is generic bars and rounds if you can find them. If not, it's this, and so on and so forth, because it applies to so much stuff. That's why everybody melts down like silver tea sets and anything silver plated and all that stuff. They have to go separate it out. There's no value. Yeah, on something like that. Yeah, don't buy that. That's not the way to stack silver. But on the others, I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like negativity. And like there's been a few times in my life where people have told me, or I've listened to people's advice or their thoughts on purchases, different things, financial stuff. Like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. But then I like later would look and somebody else is like, oh no, like yeah, definitely you should do that. And this is, maybe they're not looking at the right angles. Maybe they're not seeing it from, every side, or, maybe they don't know what your goal is. It depends on your goal, your finances, what you're doing, how fast you want to get there. Everybody's different. Yeah, I have some 925. I actually, yeah, I have not like a huge amount, but I have some of it. But 925 gets a bad rap too, a little bit. But constitutional is like gold, to stackers. So it's weird how that works. Like that extra 2.5% puts it in like a whole nother category. I have the Danbury Mint in Space set. It's like 27 coins, and I don't even think the coins themselves are an ounce, because Danbury sucks, but I think it's somewhere around 12, 13 ounces actual silver weight in the whole thing. But because it's 925, it's like people look at it different. They don't even, like, they're like, oh yeah, it's silver, but it's not. That's got more silver in it than constitutional, and people buy that all day long. Granted, it's not government backed. That's the one thing constitutional has for it. But again, it's just like, yeah, it's like a redheaded stepchild of silver, because it's seen more as like jewelry, grade. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's public perception on that, and I'm coming into the game late, and I'm looking at how people do things, and it is. But I ran into somebody recently I was talking to in a shop, and the guy said that's all he buys is eagles. And I asked him about the prices, and he goes, like Siren said earlier, prices don't matter. If you're buying what you want to buy, however that is that you're trying to get there, and the price shouldn't matter that much. If people like to stack eagles, or you're trying to fill a tube, yeah, it sucks. And you're not going to get there as fast, and you're going to have to spend more. But, a year or two from now, I feel like this is a whole different conversation. And I feel like there's going to be a whole bunch of people having to go back and grab some of the eagles that they missed out on at low prices, because maybe they listened to what somebody else thought. more so than doing what they had originally planned, maybe. Yeah, and you know, it is what it is. But yeah, that's why I try not to tell people like completely what not to do or like what not to buy. I said in the one video, when somebody brought this up about the gifting of gold rather than silver, somebody brought it up like, oh, that could easily um, be sold just like the silver, and that point is true. But I think my point was, and maybe I didn't state this well enough in the video, that I was coming from a position of you're giving it to someone that probably has little to no experience with, you know, physical silver and gold in, you know, bullion form or coin form or however it is that you're giving it to them, mostly probably bullion or coin. And so they might look at gold different. I guess that was my point in that video, more so than silver. And besides, in that too, and that silver really doesn't have as high a value, so they don't. If they don't value it very highly because of the monetary value, it, you know, can be easily sold just to get that $20 or whatever it might be worth. But they did bring up some interesting points, and you know, I even commented, replied to them that, you know, they made some interesting points, and that is true, and that if I ever revisited the topic, I would, you know, take that viewpoint into account and try to restate things better. But I think even in sometimes, yeah, my point was lost on deaf ears. Hopefully that's some of what was going on with everybody else in the Eagles. It was just like video after video, I think, for about 2 weeks of different people. It seemed like everybody had one, and I was still buying them. And in some cases, I was catching some pretty decent deals. A few cases, I think I did trades, and that was because nobody was buying them. So I'm probably being dumb by putting the cat out of the bag, but you know, I know in one case I traded, you know, more than what the Eagles were in silver, but I traded some generic stuff, and I got Eagles, graded Eagles, as a matter of fact. Um, that, you know, and it wasn't even like completely one-sided. Um, it was reasonable. I forget exactly because I did it a couple of times with the individual, and I still think I came out pretty well. I think he thinks he came out pretty well. It's just two sides of the same coin. I mean, if anybody's getting screwed or perceives that they're getting screwed, there really wouldn't be any commerce taking place. So, you know, it's just a difference of what people want. And I've done pretty well. I've actually stacked in the last year more Eagles than I think I owned previously. I only had a couple, and now I have the majority of them are actually in slabs, and I kind of like it that way. But I digress. It is almost 1 in the morning. I'm rambling on slightly, and I appreciate it. And there are some good points there, and you guys are right. I am probably being a little too harsh on the videos, but it was just like, I don't know, it got to be like, just everywhere I looked, that's all people were talking about. And it just always was about the Eagle. And I just didn't see it the same way. Plus, again, like the whole telling people what not to buy. As long as it's silver, you know, buy what you want if you got the money. Anyhow, I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to read Johnny's comment real quick. Also, poured silver is like artwork. You're not buying. Yeah, and the Eagles government minted coin. So you're getting. It's like modern day pure silver constitutional, all wrapped up into one. Now, no, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's still worth more than silver spot price. I mean, everything is. But yeah, and the poured silver, I think that gets a lot of people when they look at it and look at the prices. It's kind of hard to fathom because it's hard to tell maybe with some pieces how much time and work went in. So the really only tangible thing they have to gauge is what's the silver worth. And so that's where I feel like the videos on pouring silver and some of that other stuff that the creators have been making have actually probably helped the poured silver, because some people see that red hot crucible and the heat gloves and the tongs and the mistakes that some of these people make pouring, and they're like, yeah, screw that, I'm just gonna buy one. I can't make it, but I'll buy one. Well, the other one was American beer too. Oh well, last night, or was it last night? It was a Cerveza, but I think that was still made in America. I think they're too cheap to import. All right. Anyhow, though, yes, I am gonna catch out for the night. I will see you guys some point this weekend. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow, Flips auction for sure. Friday night. And that's what I got. I'm going to film some videos and things this weekend, so you can come yell at me in the comments. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Thank you so much. Giveaway winners. I have everybody's address. Constitutional, I'm already in contact with, and he said he already sent. So, yeah, we're good.